Travelers flock to this boot-shaped country in southern Europe for its wealth of cultural attractions, picturesque towns, kind people, and world-class food. It's a destination where you can view some of the most famous sights in the world. Visiting Italy would take a lifetime, since there is so much to see and do there.
Lake Como. Now located at the base of the Alps, Lake Como is a sight to see. The lake is shaped like an upside down letter Y, and it's known for its picturesque scenery and luxury villas. Lake Como has been named one of the world's most beautiful lakes, and I totally understand why. Now when you're there, you can walk the streets of Bellagio or take a ferry to the other lakeside villages. Celebrities such as George Clooney have villas here. I mean, hey, if I had the money, I'd probably buy one too.
In the famous Roman city of Pompeii, which was buried by several feet of volcanic ash for approximately 1700 years, when Mount Vesuvius exploded in a devastating explosion of the volcano. Pompeii's excavations started in 1748, and they have not yet been completed. The location is near Naples, a contemporary metropolis. Visitors of Pompeii may try walking along the historic streets and exploring the ruins of former commercial and religious establishments, including stores, pubs, bakeries, brothels, baths, and private residences. There are several sensual, mythical, and hunting scenarios portrayed in the ancient structures of Pompeii's architecture. Several souvenir stores and food vendors are located at the entrance to the Pompeii site, where tourists may purchase snacks and drinks. Northern Italy is home to the Italian Lake District, which covers the region. The southern end of the lakes, which go deep into the Alps, are hilly, while the southern ends are often flat. Lake Como and Lake Maggiore have been popular tourist destinations in Italy for more than a century, thanks to their pleasant weather and beautiful scenery. Lake Maggiore, a tiny lake in the west famed for its rich greenery and lovely islands, is the first stop. Celebrities, royalty, and wealthy visitors flock to Lake Como, known for its rich Renaissance homes and stunning scenery. Bellagio, a quaint lakeside village with cobblestone pathways and colorful houses, is in the center of the lake. There is no better place to visit than Italy's biggest lake, Lake Garda. Windsurf at Riva del Garda, or see Malsicine's medieval castles while on vacation in Lake Garda. There are several Roman remains, medieval castles, and hot springs at Sirmione on the south end of the lake. Naples is located only a short distance from the Bay of Naples and Pompeii, making it a perfect location from which to explore the rest of the region. Historical landmarks, Baroque cathedrals, and ancient Roman ruins abound in Naples, making it an ideal destination for history and art enthusiasts from across the globe. The vast Piazza del Plebiscito, the Royal Castle of the Capo di Monte Museum, and the National Archaeological Museum, which houses a magnificent collection of artistic works and antiquities discovered in the ruins of Pompeii, are some of Naples' most popular tourist sites. Pizza, spaghetti, and parmigiana all have their roots in Naples. Pastries including baba, zeppole, and sfogliatella, as well as fresh seafood and mozzarella cheese, are very popular in Naples. Sicily, the biggest island in the Mediterranean, is located only across the Strait of Messina from Italy's southernmost coast. Because of its strategic position, it has a history, culture, and cuisine that sets it apart from the rest of the nation. Palmero, Sicily's capital and greatest city, was created more than 2,700 years ago and is an excellent example of this. Sicily's rocky cliffs and isolated beaches are surrounded by dazzling seas, while lush agriculture and mountains dot the interior. With Mount Etna, one of the most dangerous volcanoes in the world, and Italy's tallest mountain outside of the Alps, towering above everything.
Now, Sicily is the largest island in the Mediterranean. It's just full of culture and fascinating history. One of the most impressive places on the island is the Valley of the Temples. Located in the town of Agrigento, it's one of the world's most stunning examples of Greek architecture. There were 7 temples built here by the Greeks in the 5th century BC. Unfortunately, they were burnt down by the Carthaginians, but rebuilt by the Romans 4 centuries later. One of the most well-preserved is the Temple of Concordia. It features the classic Greek pillars, and it just makes you wonder what this must have looked like when it was first built. While we're still in Sicily, we're going to head over to the city of Catania. What's crazy about Catania is that it lies at the base of the massive Mount Etna volcano, which is 3,326 meters tall. It's one of the world's most active volcanoes. I'm just wild to see the ash shooting out the top. I mean, what a crazy yet beautiful city. Afterwards, we're going to head up north to the incredible region of Tuscany. Now located in central Italy, Tuscany is known for its landscapes, history, and artistic legacy. I mean, I've been obsessed with Tuscany ever since I've seen The Gladiator. It's a land full of rolling golden hills dotted with countless little hilltop towns. I mean, it'd just be so cool to retire here and live on a Tuscan farm. One of my favorite cities in Tuscany is San Gimignano. Now, San Gimignano is a stunning medieval city perched upon a hill. One of the most iconic features of the city is the medieval watchtowers. Currently, there are 14 watchtowers still standing, but during its prime, there were over 72 towers, with the highest being 230 feet tall. The towers were built as a result of competing families who wanted to build the tallest and most grand tower. I can't imagine how it must have looked like back then. I guess you could say it was the Manhattan of the Middle Ages. San Gimignano's medieval vibe has been untouched throughout time and has become one of the most popular medieval locations in all of Italy.
Cinque Terre, a group of 5 coastal towns in Italy's Liguria region, is home to some of the country's most magnificent scenery, including centuries-old wine terraces. There are 5 settlements that make up Cinque Terre: Rio Maggiore, Vernazza, Monterosso, and Corniola. Both Rio Maggiore and Manarola have historic castles and lively main streets, yet the 2 towns are quite different. Among Cinque Terre's numerous treasures is a centuries-old network of hiking trails that give some of Italy's most beautiful coastline views. In addition to linking the 5 communities, this paved route, known as Trail Number 2, is also suited for all ages.
The small fishing villages have lined the coast for thousands of years. During the Middle Ages, the villages started to be attacked from pirates, so fortifying walls were built to protect them from any future raids. Now, the small town of Vernazza is one of my favorites. It has the only natural port of Cinque Terre and remains one of the truest fishing villages on the Italian Riviera. And I just can't get over these colorful houses and beauty of these cities. It's just hard to beat the charm of these Italian villages. After Cinque Terre, we're going to head to the second largest island in the Mediterranean, Sardinia. With some of Europe's best coastline, pristine beaches, and the clearest water I've ever seen, Sardinia is the place you gotta go. Now, one of the most impressive spots on Sardinia is the Baune coast. It's 40 kilometers of coastline that's made up of massive limestone cliffs and secluded beaches.
The Amalfi Coast, one of Italy's most popular tourist destinations, is located on the southern coast of Italy, in the Campania region. The Amalfi Coast, which stretches 30 miles down the southern side of the Sorrento Peninsula, is renowned for its scenic shoreline, which includes glistening coves, rugged rocks, lemon tree gardens, vibrant houses, and upscale resorts. One of the most charming and wealthy villages on the Amalfi Coast, Positano, is known for its lovely marbled shores, pastel villas, and breathtaking mountains and waterfalls. The hamlet of Ravello, perched on a bluff above the Amalfi Coast, is well known for its stunning houses, gardens, and works of art, as well as its annual festival of art and music.
Now, the best time to visit the Amalfi Coast is around May or early fall. You'll be able to miss the summer crowds while still enjoying the warm Mediterranean weather. Now, just off the coast, there's an incredible island called Capri. Now, to get to Capri, you can take a 45-minute ferry from Naples for around 20 euros. Now, one of my favorite features of the island is the Faraglione. It's an impressive sea stack that juts out of the island. There's this little archway. If you're sandy, you can drive a boat through. I have to say, this is one of the most beautiful places, not just in Italy, but all of Europe. The Amalfi Coast is located in southern Italy, about a 3-hour drive from Rome. It's just hard to believe this place exists. See this place in real life, you won't believe it. It's hard to beat the backdrop of the mountains filled with colorful villas against the Mediterranean Sea filled with boats and yachts. If you can handle the skinny roads, I definitely recommend just driving along the whole entire coastline and seeing all the beautiful towns. One notable place on the coast is the city of Atrani. It's one of the best preserved medieval towns on the Amalfi Coast.
Milan, which was almost decimated by massive bombing during World War II, has since been rebuilt and is today one of Europe's richest cities. In addition to its reputation as a fashion capital, Milan is also known for its world-famous masterpieces, such as Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper, the La Scala Opera House, the Castello Sforzesco, and one of the world's biggest Gothic cathedrals, as well as its thriving designer boutiques. Milan, a lively city in the Lombardy area of northwest Italy, amid the Alps and the picturesque Lake District, is known for its commerce, shopping, and, of course, soccer. Venice, one of Italy's most popular tourist attractions, is constructed on a lagoon surrounded by the Adriatic Sea, making it a really unique city. Venice is an archipelago of 118 islands, linked by hundreds of gorgeous bridges and picturesque canals in northeastern Italy. The Grand Canal is the most famous of the canals, and it divides the city into two halves. The Venetian canals and antique buildings make it one of the world's most romantic cities. As one of Italy's most vibrant carnival celebrations, Venice invites thousands of visitors every year, and the Grand Canal is jam-packed with magnificently painted gondolas and boats. In Venice, there are no vehicles, so residents either have to walk or use water taxis to get around.
To say that Florence is my favorite city in all Italy. It's considered to be the birthplace of the Renaissance. One of the most impressive buildings is the Florence Cathedral. When you look at it, you just can't believe how big it is. It was completed in 1436, and it just amazes me that they were able to engineer such a big dome back then. The Ponte Vecchio Bridge is another historic site as it crosses the Arno River. I just can't say enough good things about Florence. It's such an incredible city.
Florence, the Tuscan region's capital, is frequently referred to as an outdoor museum. As well as being widely recognized as the birthplace of the Italian Renaissance, Florence has produced numerous notable artists, inventors, scientists, and explorers. The city gave birth to the opera and the florin currency, countless museums, breathtaking cathedrals like the dome-topped Santa Maria del Fiore, and globally renowned art galleries like the Uffizi and Pitti Palace house Florence's treasure trove of artistic treasures. A city center walking tour is your best bet for taking in the key attractions. The Ponte Vecchio, a stunning bridge crossing the Arno River and home to plenty of jewelry stores, is one of the city's most picturesque walking destinations.
Now, Rome may be one of the most famous and iconic capitals in the world. Its history spans over 28 centuries, with its founding taking place in 753 BC. Ancient Rome's architecture stands today and draws millions of tourists each year. One of the most well-known structures of the capital is the Colosseum. It's this oval-shaped amphitheater that was completed in AD 80. It was the largest amphitheater built and could hold anywhere from 50 to 80,000 spectators. You can just marvel its structure from the outside or take a guided tour to witness the interior. One of my favorite attractions is the Trevi Fountain. It's a Baroque-styled fountain that was built in 1762. I mean, there's just so much to see in Rome. I hope you can all visit it one day. After Rome, we're going to head south to visit the region of Puglia. Now, located on the boot hill of Italy, Puglia is a region famous for its whitewashed towns and magnificent coastline. One of my favorite places in Puglia is Pogliano a Mare. It's a stunning town right on the Adriatic coast. What I love about it is how the city is built right on the sea cliffs. I mean, they're just on there so perfectly that it looks like they're gonna fall off. There's some restaurants built into the caves on the sea cliffs. I mean, it's just such a cool spot. One of the most famous places in the city is Cala Porto. It's probably the most recognized place in all of Puglia. It's a stunning beach that's surrounded by cliffs, coupled with crystal clear Mediterranean water. I mean, just pure paradise there. Balnai Coast isn't the easiest place to reach. Most places require a hike or a boat ride. So if you do go, I definitely recommend renting a boat so you can see all the coast. Now, one of my favorite places is Cala Gorovice. It has this insane rock formation coupled with crystal clear water. I mean, I would just do anything, be cruising on a boat there right now. I mean, it's just a freaking paradise there.
Today, Rome serves as both Italy's capital city and the country's governmental headquarters. As the capital of Italy, Rome has a wide range of architectural styles, ranging from the ancient to the contemporary. For more than 2,500 years, the Roman ruins and Vatican City have made Rome an important cultural, political, and religious hub. The heart of Rome, Colosseo, is made up of a number of distinct neighborhoods, including the Forum of Augustus and Capitoline Hill, St. Peter's Basilica, the Apostolic Palace, and the Sistine Chapel are some of the Vatican's most famous landmarks.